Welcome, Science and Magic YouTube channel. Hello. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. This live stream is a bit of a kind of like last minute thing. Normally, I like to kind of plan a week ahead and have an idea, but my friend Jamila and I had a live stream yesterday, and we were talking about how to move through life in a way of least resistance, specifically for human design projectors. And in that conversation, the topic came up of, let's say that you realize something needs to change, that you're in a career, that you're into a 9 to 5, that you're in a structure of life that no longer serves you. Then what? I mean, so many people, I feel like, tune into content like this, inner work, self-help, and something is sparked within their hearts or within their spirit, and they're like, holy cow, this is not for me anymore. But they don't quite know what to do to change their external world. And what I've seen happen before is that they'll feel inspired because they'll feel the energy of like, okay, I'm really excited. I can feel this energy, this momentum, that something else is for me. And they'll completely drop their current structure. So they'll leave their, 9 to 5, their job that's stressing them out. They'll make a massive life change. They'll move somewhere. But what happens is they haven't done the inner work. They haven't changed their embodiment. They haven't changed their belief system to be able to hold that change. And so then kind of everything will disassemble or crumble. And I've seen this happen before. Not always. Sometimes you take a leap of faith like that. And if you can hold that vibration, if you can hold the resonance, if you can hold the faith, and if you have savings, that helps too, things will unravel according to alignment. But so often I've seen that there's this inspiration and this kind of gut reaction of like, well, I'm just going to quit and go for it, which again, I commend. But I wanted to address this, like, okay, so now I know that things need to change. What should I do? And hopefully this will help you. I was thinking specifically of human design projectors. I'm a human design projector myself. I haven't even introduced myself. My name's Amanda Levesque. I love talking about the nervous system. I love talking about feminine energy. I love talking about how to live a softer life. I love to talk about how to live a more embodied life. So welcome in before we get into this topic. I'm just so excited to talk about it. Definitely say hi in the chat. Tell me where you're tuning in from, and give this video a like. This really helps my channel to grow. It helps other people find me and this content that resonates, who resonate with the content. But anyways, I was thinking about my fellow human design projectors who often, when they realize that one of their strategies is to effort only 3 hours a day, which is often work, but sometimes work doesn't feel like effort. When they feel like, when they hear that, they resonate and they're like, oh my gosh, well, my work requires me to work 40 to 80 hours a week. Like, what do I do with that? And they resonate with this. Like, if I could work 3 hours a day, I would feel free. I would feel more like me. I would feel energized, but I can't. And I need to pay my rent, pay my mortgage, put food on the table, support my kids. So here's the question. What do we do? Hi, everyone. How to make the shift. Exactly. That's what we're going to talk about today. How to make the shift. I'm curious, if you're tuning in, if this resonates with you, if this is something that you experience yourself, if you feel like you're stuck in a specific career, if you're stuck in a job, if you're stuck in a structure or a place that doesn't suit you, that doesn't fit you, if you could just let me know and we can kind of just like have a chat about it. But I have some really, really good ideas that I want to share. Okay. So I'm pulling out my notes here because that helps me, my brain. So the first thing, if your current line of work is your primary source of financial flow and you don't have a lot of savings and you haven't done a lot of inner work, I do not suggest just quitting. I don't. Not to say it can't work, but what might happen is that it triggers the fear response of like, how am I actually going to pay my bills? What's next? Who am I without this job? Your sense of identity is so wrapped up into this daily living that to just switch your environment like that can cause your nervous system to kind of freak out. So with that being said, inner work first, reflection first, change your energy, change your embodiment, change your nervous system. Now, if you have a bit of savings, several months, you could quit and then live off of those savings with this dedication to your inner work, with this dedication to focusing on bringing another vision, another elevated sense of self in, rather than just, binging on TV and eating popcorn all day. That's not going to get you from A to B. Yes, you can take a little bit of a break to recover and rejuvenate and rest yourself. But if you have that savings, that can be great because you're not going to have the distraction of your job. But think of your next full-time job as actively envisioning and crafting the life you want. That would be how you would approach that. Do not get sidetracked. Very, very important. If you get sidetracked because you aren't shifting your identity, you're not shifting your energy, you're not shifting how you are in the world, then you'll probably draw similar circumstances back to you and you'll end up in a similar career, or things will just kind of fall away. You'll lose that inspiration, that energy. So maybe you know what you want. Maybe you're like, okay, well, I'm in this career and I see myself starting a business. I see myself being provided for. I see myself whatever. But maybe you don't. More often than not, people don't know what they want. They just know they don't want to be where they're at and they don't know what the next structure looks like. That's not a bad thing. I mean, clarity is really good, but often if you can have clarity, you get kind of clingy to that clarity. But it's okay that you don't know exactly what you want. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Feeling stuck in customer service jobs that don't resonate with me. Okay, great. I mean, not great that you're stuck there, but like this is the start. You know that it's not for you. Physically demanding and long hours. So you know the conditions too that aren't for you. I'm in the middle of a shift. I work from home, so that actually helps. Yes, there's a bit more freedom in that. I also have support, but corporate doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm a more creative soul. I know that the shift is imminent. That's great. So that knowing, if you know that shift is for you and it's going to happen, that's part of the faith. And we're going to get to that. Currently despise the structure of 9 to 5, but I've never known any other way to make a stable income. I'm craving the freedom of working less and having several streams of income. So that's for you. You can have that. Rest in that knowing, even though you don't know how to get from A to B right now, that you already have an idea of what the structure of your life, of what you want. And you hit on a really important point here. The structure of 9 to 5, if that's all we've experienced, that's what our identity is wrapped up in. That's what our feeling around the word work, around making money. Even though we consciously know that there's a different way, subconsciously, our subconscious believes that the only way to make money is through this 9 to 5. So again, we're going to work on how to shift that. I have savings, but I'm scared to make the jump. Inner work. Okay, so let's get into this. There's going to be a bit of edginess in making the jump, probably, but we want to feel like we have enough faith to do it. Excuse me. Okay. So, sounds like you've all awakened to this fact that the environment you're in no longer suits you. Rather than feel discouraged, feel empowered. This is great. You've awakened to it. It's the first step. Now, the next step is to accept where you are at. Don't let it discourage you. Where you are at right now is the result of how you have been thinking, the actions you have taken, all the way up until now. And from now on, you get to change the way you're thinking. You get to change your energy. You get to change your embodiment. and your life, the physical world around you, your external world will start to respond to that. Now, the key is you're not going to know how it's going to happen. Especially, I have a lot of high achievers following my channel, especially if you're a high achiever, a high performer, that's going to feel really scary. You like to know the map from A to B. But when we're talking about big shifts like this that have to do with quantum leaps, with folding time, you're not going to know. And you have to be able to trust in the laws of the universe to be able to move you, trust in the laws of embodiment and the laws of thought to be able to help you and assist you and carry you through that shift. So don't let where you're at take your energy, suck your energy, just let it be. If you go every day to a 9 to 5 where you feel bored, where you feel stressed, where you feel discouraged, just don't let it take your energy. This is where I'm at right now. This is the result of everything I've done up until now. It's temporary. If you let it make you feel disempowered, you will be disempowered. It will be really, really hard to make the leap, to make any sort of change. You'll feel stuck, you'll feel stagnant. And honestly, you can't generate the feelings of lightness and freedom and ease from a place of feeling stuck, of feeling stagnant. So we've got to ditch that right away. And there has to be this like radical acceptance of like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. The next step, you want to change your daily feelings and energy. We often think change happens in our external world first and ripples into how we are. It's actually internal first. It's an inward job. We feel first, and then our external world responds to how we are in our bodies, to our feelings. This is both literal in our interactions. Like if you're feeling, grateful and easeful, of course, people around you are going to respond to this, but there's something energetic about it as well, that the energy, the resonance, the vibrations around you also respond. And there's something mysterious about it. So what do you want to feel throughout your day? This is something you might want to write down and just journal about. If you want multiple streams of income, if you want, more flexibility to be able to work when you want, what feelings does this generate from you? So the feeling of freedom is one that I hear a lot. I want to feel free. I want to feel like I can flow. I want to feel more ease. Does your external world, how would your ideal structure generate an emotion and energy and embodiment? Maybe you just want to feel better. Maybe you're like, I just want to feel good. I want to feel good. I want to feel in my flow, maybe in my feminine energy. You have to start feeling better now. That's really, really important. So if you're going to that 9 to 5, if you have, a job that you say is soul sucking, that's sucking your energy, decide it's not going to anymore. This job, this structure doesn't get to suck my energy anymore. It's a part of my life. It's temporary. I'm just going to go. I'm going to decide to be life-giving amidst a soul-sucking environment. I promise you things will start to change. So rather than waiting for your environment to change so that you feel better, which is where a lot of people get stuck, they're like, I'm going to ditch this. I'm going to craft a new environment to help me feel better. That is a really clunky way to go about this. You want to wake up and decide to feel better. So body connection here, really, really important. The feeling good comes from within. And in the live stream yesterday, I'm going to include that below in the comments in the description, where Jamila and I talked about the importance of tapping into pleasure and pleasure through the senses, of finding things that make you feel delicious. And they can be small, right? So maybe it's you light a candle at your desk that's really beautiful. There's like candles that have little crystals in them and something that smells really good. Or you get a new shade of lipstick and you put that lipstick on and you feel a little extra juicy. Or, I guess that wouldn't be a nourishing nervous system one necessarily, but that emits a feeling. Or maybe you wake up and you hit child's pose, which is the yoga posture where you're kind of in a squat and your forehead's on the ground. And you just take 5 deep breaths and you welcome your day and your body. Maybe you treat yourself to a late night bath before you go to bed. You stay up 30 extra minutes, but you actively rest in the bath, Epsom salts, magnesium. So you want to find ways to feel connected to your body, to listen to your body, to listen to your structure. And then as you do that, the body will start to guide you. You can find that you can find freedom in this moment. You can feel free to make choices in this moment. You can feel ease now. You can feel delicious now. And when you change your energy by these small things, it makes the world of difference. We talked about yesterday too, how you can step outside and like, as you're walking from your building to your car, feel the sunlight on your cheekbones. This is going to change your energy resonance when you walk into the office. Rather than rushing, your mind's like, oh my gosh, I have to get to this deadline. And you're already like at your computer, your consciousness is at your computer, at your desk, at your job. You can be where you're at now. Put on some amazing music or affirmations in the car as you drive. Be in the moment, be with your body, be with your breath. Generate goodness, pleasure now. Oh, hi, Sammy. I'm so glad you're here. This is resonating so much. I'm already feeling lighter just listening and imagining a better life. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. That's it. Feel that lightness now. Okay, so any other ideas that anyone has about that body connection, feel free to drop them in the chat and we can start to share with each other, like how to feel better. I felt the sunlight today on my skin and just received. Gorgeous. You are resonating and vibrating in the energy of receptivity, of presence, of receiving glow of sunlight. And that's actually really beautiful because yesterday was the spring equinox, which is this return of the light. So very on season, my love. Okay, so then the next step after this, so we have like accept where you're at, know that it's temporary, change your feelings, change your embodiment to be more designed to make you feel good, more easeful, more pleasurable. And step number 3 is to change your behaviors. So pretend or be the person inhabiting your dream life. So if you had all day to do what you wanted to work when you wanted to do, how would you act? Would you wear different clothes? Would you go different places? Would you take the time to go to your favorite spot by the river and watch the sunset? Would you wear more, elegant, silky clothing? Would you have a different morning routine? Would you have a softer response to people? Would your response to others be one that's more gentle and less reactive? You have to do that now. And this is a little bit harder. And this is why the first step before it is to change yourself into feeling good, because some of this has to do with nervous system reactivity. And it can be really hard to just fake it, to be like, oh, I'm just going to be softer to people, when really you feel like clenched up and hard. And even if you do have a softer, words that you're using, if your jaw is clenched and your brow is furrowed, it's not going to come across as soft. But you can start to really piece together this version of me that is abundant with multiple streams of income, that has unlimited choice in what to do throughout the day, that has, relationship with the love of her life, is A, B, C, and D, dresses like this, eats like this, walks like this, moves like this. And even though your external environments isn't there yet, become that person, so that when the external environment comes to you, you're ready and you will magnetize towards each other. The next step, wait for intuitive hits and follow the breadcrumbs. So the path to where you want to go is not linear. It's not like I'm going to do this to get this, to get this, to get this. It's like, what would feel really good to my heart or to my body right now? I'm kind of into this topic. I'm going to look this up on YouTube. I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to go to this coffee shop right now because I really want this treat, right? Or I really feel like today I want to go down to the river. No, I brought the river up again. Maybe I'm craving that. Maybe as the snow is melting in Minnesota, I'm like, I can't wait for sitting by the river and watching the sunset. Follow that, because these little things will bump you into the right people, will put you in the right place at the right time, and will spur your energy forward, your path forward in a way that almost collapses time. An example of this for me, and again, I shared this yesterday, but I wanted to make a little bit of a shorter video. So I'm hoping this goes about 30 minutes. So definitely if you have questions, ask them now about this topic, because I think it's just so important. How I started this YouTube channel, I was cooking a meal at my old place, and I was like, what should I listen to? I like listening to things. And I was really into studying what it means to be a human design projector for some reason. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch these videos. It has nothing to do with my career, but I'm going to watch these videos and look this up and research this a bit more. If I was trying to do something logical for my career, I would look up, a neuroscience video to learn about the nervous system, or I would study entrepreneur podcasts to get information about my business. But what my heart wanted was to learn about being a human design projector. Followed that. Who came up on my search? Mina Irfan of the Universe Guru. And many of you know her. I felt a deep resonance with her. I found her work on energetics and business. And then I decided to sign up for her CEO Boss Queen program, which I highly recommend. Please join us the next time she opens the cart. And from that place, and you can see recordings of me in the course, I was really resistant to starting a YouTube channel. I knew I wanted to start a podcast, but I had a ton of resistance to YouTube. And she really encouraged me. And I did. I, filmed my videos. This was about 2 years ago. And she invited me to interview on her channel as a fellow human design projector. And so little did I know, when I looked up that video, found her, that I would be on her channel having a conversation with her. And now here I am on my own channel, which grows every day, connecting with all of you. And I get clients from here. I get to connect with beautiful people from all over the world. And I love it. I love doing it. Now, I go back to the initial way that I found all of this. It was because I decided to follow what was feeling good in the moment. Did I know that it would spur into all of this? Not a chance. So I don't know. It's really interesting to think of that. Same thing with how I met my partner. I was just dancing. I was going out dancing. I was following my bliss. I was feeling into my feminine energy. I was going to dance class. I was learning, and that's where I met him. And now we're building a whole life together. And it wasn't like I was like, I'm going to logically go on a, online dating website and put my information in a profile and have an agenda for everything. I was following what felt natural to me. And from that place, beautiful things can happen. I want to make sure I didn't lose you guys. Can you still hear me? Yes, I think I'm still on. Okay. So this last piece is really, really important, but it is have faith in the universal principle that everything, that if your intention is aligned with love, if your intention is aligned with harmony, that there are invisible forces, whether it's God, spirit, guides, whether it's your religion, that will help you. And that if you show up in love and dedication and faith, you show up every day and you focus your thoughts, if you generate these feelings first, there's no question that your life will change. So it takes a little bit of surrender. It takes not knowing, which can be really scary, but you do not know the best path. God does. The universe does. And being able to trust that and let that be and do your part in every moment to generate the feeling first. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. So I hope that this helps. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. If you have any thoughts, I just really wanted to address this, okay, well, now I know all this information, or I feel this feeling of I know I want something to change, but I don't know what it is. Like, what do I do? Is my only option just to drop everything? And it's not. And sometimes that can actually, because you don't have the energy or the identity to hold the change, that can actually lead to a lot of stress unnecessarily. So I hope that you feel like you have the ability to just start the process in these small moments to make shifts and make changes. I mean, the main take-home message of this is the change starts within you in this moment. It starts not only with the way that you're thinking, but what you're believing and what you're feeling. Don't pay attention to your external environment. That'll change. I left my 9-to-5 job and I feel kind of lost. I'm so sorry to hear that you feel lost. What I would say is ground into this moment. And rather, notice that you're feeling lost. And the more that you feel that feeling of being lost, the more that your environment will respond to that feeling of being lost. So see if you can find a way to feel grounded. See if you can find a way to feel present and connected. So maybe that is doing some sort of grounding meditation. Maybe that's laying on the earth with a weighted blanket and being like, here I am. I'm here. I'm not lost. Maybe it's opening your eyes and intentionally looking around you, being like, okay, I'm not lost. I'm in this room right now with this plant and this window and this thing. Like, orient yourself to the now and really let yourself feel okay. And trust that the universe will unfold ideas, circumstances, and people in the right timing. My main goal will be to work 4 hours maximum and on things that I enjoy. I love that. And how would that make you feel? How would working 4 hours maximum and on things you enjoy, what feelings would that generate in you? Maybe you would feel spacious. Maybe you would feel supported. So how can you feel those things now? Even though the external world's not here for you right now, maybe that's the structure's not there. You've got to keep practicing. I'm telling you, you guys, I have affirmations. I write vision scripts for myself, and I listen to those things in the morning and also maybe in the evening before I go to bed. And I basically craft the life that I want, practice the feelings that I want to have in response to that life. And then even on my bad days, I listen. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how it works with neuroplasticity. I'm rewiring my brain. I'm reorienting my energy. And when something unfolds in my life that I don't like, that's not preferable, that's not in alignment with that vision, I don't give it much thought. I say, okay, this is here. I'm not going to bypass it. That generates a certain amount of feeling in me. I feel the feelings, don't get stuck in them. And I reorient towards my vision, because this is my old story, right? You got to think this. My world right now is a result of all the way that I've been thinking and being until now. And I'm going to shift. I have that power. I have the power to shift my embodiment now. I think focusing on my 9-to-5 makes me feel lack. There you go. As opposed to joy. Okay, so if you're feeling lack, the universe will respond to that. Your world will respond. You will see lack more often than abundance or joy. Finding small things to feel good about feels more like I'm headed in the right direction, even though I can't see the big picture. That's it. Finding small things, quote unquote small, these are really big things. It's really a big practice to in this moment. If all there is this moment, if you can find things that make you feel good in this moment, that's huge. That's big. And you are headed in the right direction, even though you can't see the big picture. It's that part. You're not going to be able to see the big picture. Gotta trust the universe. You have to trust in these principles that life is leading you where you're supposed to go if you generate the feelings of harmony, love, and ease. I love that. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing. If there's any last questions, feel free to ask them, or I'm going to end this because I know I have a lot of 1 hour videos. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. Please do share this video and yet my other videos with your friends, with people who would resonate. I so appreciate it. And I have a text message list that I don't talk about a lot. That's linked below in the description. So on occasion, I'll just text out kind words. If I have different programs, I don't, maybe I use it every 1 to 3 weeks or something, but that would be a really good way to stay in touch with me. And if you want support with this, I have a program called From Vision to Reality, where I really work with my clients in crafting what they want, which takes several weeks. Many people don't know what they want. And then using techniques of neuroplasticity and embodiment to help you reach that, and really having accountability to say, what does this feel like? Are you practicing this? And to have someone to see you as the person who's already there, who's inhabited their vision, to hold that vibration for you. I love doing this. For me, there's no better job than assisting others to inhabit their true soul's essence. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, give this video a like. And I'm going to head out now. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Best wishes to you in your manifestation process.